This is Stephanie, and this is the Mocha Minutes podcast. Hey guys, before we get into the episode, I just wanted to let you know about something that's a little new here at the Mocha Minutes podcast. We are now participating in Buy Me a Coffee. So if you haven't heard, buymeacoffee.com is a place where you can show some support and some love monetarily to some of your favorite content creators. That includes me. So it's in the increments of either $1, $3, or $5, and you can do as many as you would like. So I just wanted to let you guys know, would love some support. So if you would go to buymeacoffee.com/Mocha Minutes, I would greatly appreciate it. It will also be in the show notes. Okay, here we go. Hello. Sorry, I had to scream. I am not Amanda Seals. I promise y'all that. Y'all, September 2017 is when I started Mocha Minutes. September 22nd, I had to re-upload the first episode. It technically is the 17th. And I found this out yesterday from my mother. It's the day after my late uncle's birthday. His birthday was the 18th. She was like, "You picked the 17th?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry." She said it was the 17th. I didn't realize it was his birthday. So she was like, "You picked this day?" I'm like, "I didn't know." Here's the thing. I never knew his birthday. So it was like, how would I know? I'm like, I didn't know. So yeah, September 2017 is when the Mocha Minutes started. And so it's been 8 years. It's been a very interesting 8 years. And when I tell you, the majority of those years I have spent talking and venting and laughing and enjoying this person that I asked to join me. That would be Butterscotch Minutes herself, aka Sharmane Fury, militantly mixed, by furious, everything else.
METHOD, Mane.
Sharmane, how are you?
All right, how are you? I'm so happy to see you. It's been a really long time.
Oh my God. It's been a very, very long time. When I tell you, I'm like, you can't just, who is this? You can't just say Sharmane. You have to list at least 3 of the things that she's doing to actually be her babe. Like, my mother is so hilarious. She's like, I'm like, oh, my friend Sharmane is coming October. She's like, who's Sharmane? Sharmane Fury. Oh! Why didn't you say her whole name?
I love that Mama Williams calls me Mass by Mane. I appreciate it, and I love it, and I can't wait to get to. Hopefully, I get a chance to meet her.
Yes, absolutely. She is going to be. Oh my gosh! So when I tell him like she's going to, you're going to meet her. What? First she said, "Oh, so is she coming for my birthday? Does she know it's my birthday, October 12th? Does she know my birthday is October 12th?" I'm like,
I know now.
I know. I'm like, she's not coming on around your birthdays after. She's like, oh, but does she know?
Listen, ADHD and middle age, so I'm gonna go ahead and write this down.
No, write this down. October 12th.
Williams. Birthday.
Write this down. I tell y'all, saying that you have been podcasting for 8 years is a wild thing.
It is, right?
You absolutely know, because how long have you been doing it? Because you were up there with me.
Officially, my first launch day of Militantly Mixed was July 5th, 2018. But I had been working on it in preparation. Like, I had recorded my first 10 episodes by May of that year. I had been doing all like this pre-stuff before that and whatever. Because I didn't know what the fuck I was getting myself into. I was like, I'm just going to do all this stuff and hopefully
let's see what's going on, because when I tell you, it was like, yeah, I was around the same way, where it's like, had like prep, I got a Twitter account, I got all this different stuff, and I still hadn't pressed go to publish, and you're like, why didn't we do that?
That imposter syndrome is strong, man. I had the handles, I had Twitter, I had the website, I had Sharmane at militantlymixed.com email address. I had all this stuff for like 2.5 years. before I press record for the first time.
For
And so
real.
now a big part of my mission when I talk to other people who are thinking about being creators, whatever it is, it don't have to be podcasting, but it's just like press record. If that means pick up a paintbrush, if that means clickety clack on the keyboard, whatever the fuck that means, press record because
Same.
imposter syndrome is white supremacy
Right. It,
and
it really
patriarchy.
is. It's like, girl, it's like the thing about it. I'm the same way because I'm like, if you're waiting for it to be completely perfect, you're never going to put it out.
You'll never put it out.
It's never going to come out.
And you don't learn through perfection, right? Like,
No.
I have become such a better communicator since becoming a podcaster. I,
Yeah.
obviously education wise, like I'm a lot more well rounded because of the people that I get to engage with on my show. I think I've always been a fairly confident person, but I would say that, I'm confident in proximity to other people. Like if I can be doing something that is of service to other people, my confidence is high. If it's something that I feel like this is for me, my confidence is down at the bottom. So like
Wow.
having to try to encourage myself the way that I encourage others, has been like this entire 7 and some change years journey
Yeah.
of
It's
like
it's so
believing in
crazy
myself.
because you're like, oh no, you're like, you will push everybody else out there. And then
100%.
it's like you will sit here like you are cemented to the ground for
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, it took a long time. I would say it took kind of the first 4 years of doing the shows for me to start being like, you know what the fuck you're talking about? Like, especially once people started to pay me to speak. Like,
Yeah.
the second I got those opportunities, I was like, they're not doing this to be kind. Like, they're not like throwing me a bone. If they're going
Yeah.
to pay me to come to this university or to be on this virtual thing or whatever, then that means they believe that I have some sort of expertise or some knowledge in this area. So, like, start believing in yourself. And I think changing my mind that way did help, like, push me forward to do a lot of the other stuff that I've done over the last 7 years.
And you've done quite a bit. It's just like,
Uh,
man, I'm like, it's weird to say I love living vicariously through you and through others. That I'm just like, yes, please do it. Because one is
Yeah.
like, I like hearing all of you speak. I like seeing like the journey that you guys are going on. So I'm like, oh my gosh, it's
I mean,
like,
you're
it's
on the
Mixed
journey
Asian
too.
Day.
Yeah,
It's like,
Mixed
what?
Asian Day was a big deal for me because, like, I mean, you and I've talked about this before. Like, I've been black my whole life. It doesn't matter that my presentation is closer to,
Right.
like an East Asian or whatever. But like, my face tells a different story than my skin color. My hair tells a different story than my identity. All this kind of stuff as a black Japanese British American. Like, I have multiple cultures running through me and stuff like that. But I grew up in the hood.
Yeah.
Like my name is Charmaine Latrice.
Come on,
I
Latrice.
I show up with the soundtrack, so like you're not gonna tell me that I'm not black, right? And I never had that problem. Like black people never excluded me, never made me feel like I wasn't black. They would say things like, oh, she got a Japanese mom. Like if I'm meeting,
Yeah. Especially if
if
they
one of
see like your mama walking around.
yeah, like but like if you see my face, if you see my build,
Yeah.
you know what I am. But the skin color and the hair texture tells a different story. And so in Asian spaces, I never really got to like live my mixed Asian ass life around them because with the Asian side of my experience, the not enough was very present. Not being born there even for like Asian Americans is also a problem that makes them not enough. So if the monoracial Asians that are born in America ain't getting it, my little mixed ass ain't. And so it took actually podcasting and being in spaces where I was invited to participate in Asian American things for me to even have an Asian American identity. So this is like years and years in the making. And my first
Dope.
award in podcasting was through Asian American Podcasters Association. And so this is all kind of built up to this presentation that I did in San Francisco this weekend at Mixed Asian Day. And like, if I ever felt like my full mixed ass self, it was this weekend. I got to present mostly as an Asian American, of course, but because it was Mixed Asian Day, I got to be Blasian, Blackanese, my black,
Come
mixed
on.
Asian stuff. I got to do that. And that felt really
Come
good.
on,
So.
Blackanese.
Listen,
Blackanese.
okay, I got beef with Chris fucking Tucker because I said Blackanese my
Ah.
whole life because unease. Japanese is the only unease. All the other kneeses have a different sound in front of the knees.
Mm-hmm.
Chinese, Vietnamese, like every Japanese, like we have an ahead of the thing. So I called myself Blackanese because I'm black and Japanese. That's my hybrid term. And then
Mm-hmm.
he had to say it in Rush Hour, which was Chinese focus. So then everybody started saying, "Oh, you got that? You must be happy that Chris Tucker gave you that name."
He didn't give me shit.
I've been calling me that forever. So it's
Like,
just
girl,
that collectively the Black Asian identity has claimed Blasian. So I own it in public spaces because I'm trying to be, trying to be part of the team. But
you're like,
for myself, for my own identity, I'm Blackanese.
oh, okay, come on, Blackanese. I'm sorry, I prefer Blackanese. I really do.
It's dope, right? I mean,
I was
shit.
like, I love Blackanese. I'm like, I don't know what y'all saying, but I
Yeah.
enjoy it.
It's all right,
I as I think when I started podcasting, I was just like, in my mind at the time, I was like, I don't see at the time the podcast I was listening to, I didn't see them hosted by women, but I mean like solely or like just two women hosts. Like it would be like a man and a woman, but it wasn't a woman. And then when I got into my first year, then all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, it's a lot more that I just did not know. But then it also made me go out and listen to based on like shows that I listened to, because I watched Pose. That's how I found Marsha's Plate. And then I just kept listening because one, they like, of course, they stopped talking about Pose years ago, and they still just
they
continuing, right? Because it's like it can't just be it's not a. What I like about that show is that it's not just it wasn't a Pose recap podcast. There were other ones for that.
Right, yeah.
But it was kind of like I learned
Plus, they
so much.
called themselves Marsha's Plate, which tells a story about like historical,
absolutely
trans and queer, Black and Latin.
Yeah,
like
that people
activism, storytelling, all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
that people really act like you act like, oh, educate me. It is 2025, baby. Read a book.
Google's
Go to the
free.
Google. It's way too much information that's already there.
Libraries are dying, so get your card.
Please help them. It's like, girl, it's there. It's like, girl, it's like our library here in Maryland, Baltimore County. Do you know you could like rent stuff on an app? It's called Hoopla.
Right? Yeah, me too.
I'm like, okay, so I was like, what the? I was like, first time I saw it on Roku, I'm like, what the heck is Hoopla? I'm like, I had no idea what it was.
Get videos. You could get books
Music.
digital,
It
so you
was
don't have
just
to go
like,
outside.
it is so much on here. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this.
Make it easy for me not to leave the house, and I'm going to participate.
It's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm reading. I'm like, I'm on Hoopla. What the heck is Hoopla? I'm like, I don't ever have to go to the library. But I'm a library girl. Yeah. So I love a library. I'm like, I'm rarely going to buy a book. I'm like, I don't know why. I needed to have a smell. I needed to have the library smell.
I'm a book dragon, which means I buy books that I don't read.
Wait, that's what that means?
Yeah. So if you're a bookworm, you reading the motherfucker. If you're a book dragon, you're like, I'm going to read this one day, but what you can't see behind me, this is
basically it's just books in your cave.
Yeah, this is just like I got this spinning rack that's filled with books. I've probably cracked only a couple of them. Part of it is just like, if it's someone in the community, I'm gonna buy your book so that I can vote with my dollars, right? And the most likely I'm gonna download the audiobook so that I can actually read it, because I don't.
Do you know?
I can't sit and read it anymore.
I really don't buy books, and I most certainly don't buy cookbooks. But have you heard of the Moody Foodie?
Mm-mm.
So she is a Black and Puerto Rican. Is like she might be Afro-Latina, who has she has social media where she does like recipes. Well, she has a book. And I was like, I'm supporting Black women, so guess what I'm about to do? I pre-ordered that book. Yep. It comes out in October. I can't wait for it to get here. And they were like, why would you buy a cookbook? I'm like, you could just get stuff. I'm like, I know, right? But I don't know. I just want to support Black women. I'm sorry.
You know what's funny about buying a pre-order at my age is that I will forget that I paid for that thing, and then it shows up, and I'll be like, I get like past Sharmane gave future Sharmane a present. That's an exciting day. I love
when
a
I
pre-order.
tell you, when you be like, so past Sharmane did something for future Sharmane.
Oh,
and
my
now
video.
present Sharmane has to figure out how I'm going to do this. I'm like,
I'm so mad at past Sharmane. Past Sharmane bought me tickets to some shit that I was gonna have to go to, and I wasn't ready.
I was like, not past Sharmane. Like, past Sharmane sounds like an asshole. First of all, go
past
to this
Sharmane
shit.
fucking is irritating sometimes, trying to make me go outside, knowing I'm inside Z. Listen, you can be outdoorsy if you want.
Go outside.
You can be outside Z if you want, but I'm indoorsy, so
when
don't make me go outside if I don't have to.
Maybe I'll get to this point. It's like, I don't know what past Stephanie is going to do. Because future Stephanie is probably going to be like, now why the hell you do this?
I'll tell you, the combination of grief and ADHD and perimenopause makes me a forgetful baby.
Right.
So
grief
I can't
brain
keep
is
track.
such a thing that people don't realize. It was like, how come you don't remember this? I'm like, child.
The grief is strong. Like the way I was known for my memory in my family. Like I'm the family elephant. Like I know what you did wrong, and I will never forget. You know, I know all the secrets. I know where all the bodies are buried. Like I remember everything, and then grief happens.
And they're like,
and
you don't
I couldn't
remember. And I was like, no,
sometimes I can't
don't.
remember a couple days ago, and it's really stressful. And then you throw in ADHD. Now that I've identified what's been my issue my whole life, and then you throw in perimenopause too, which also comes with its own brain fog,
honey.
So I'm getting triple teamed.
It's like,
and not in a good way.
No, definitely not. It's like,
so yeah.
Look here.
That's why I have the alarm set for my medicine, because if I didn't set that alarm, I wouldn't take the medicine.
I find myself writing emails or putting stuff on my calendar and anything. I'm just like, look here, like perimenopause, grief, all of that. I'm like, all the other stuff that we have to do. I'm like, that's a gangbang that I do not want to participate in.
I'm saying,
I do not want that train.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, this is so ridiculous. I'm just like, oh gosh. But I really do appreciate you being here, because we was just going to talk. I'm gonna tell you this one thing. I need to say this on the microphone to a lot of y'all, for y'all to hear. We are in the upside down. I want y'all to understand what is happening right now. Where literally, I'm talking to people who are not on social media like that, who knew who the hell Calvin Klein was. And yes, I'm not using his real name, but I'm using his initials. So y'all know who the heck. But it's like, everybody, it's like, if somebody I know who is not social media is like, oh, I heard some of the stuff that he said. Why are y'all doing this? I'm like, why? And the thing about it is, she's savvy enough to know, she's at an age where she's like, I know why y'all are doing this. Anytime you got Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel being pulled off the air, people are saying The View is next. Jimmy Fallon is next. And these are coming from people who literally said, what's wrong with using my First Amendment right? And now I hear my own words going, freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequences. But it's like, y'all are literally changing what consequences mean. Because I'm like, let me listen to what he actually said. And I'm like, where's the lie that he told? Because y'all literally are trying to make it seem like this is about to be a civil war out here, and he's far left, and then you go, and then y'all are quiet, and all you folks
doing what he loved, as far as I'm concerned. He's been talking about the Second Amendment, right? Like he's been talking about all that stuff. He says his major quote is about, unfortunately, and some lives need to be lost through gun violence
so that
for
we
us to be able
Second
to keep
Amendment
our rights.
I'm like, I don't know.
So he died doing what he loved.
I'm just like, I don't know what y'all want us to say. I'm like, or better yet, I find it very interesting that most notably, Calvin Klein went after black women, put them on a list, was doxing them, trying to come after them. These are black professors all throughout academia. Yeah. And then you're turning around telling black women, trying to get them to saying like, why are y'all not mourning this person? Y'all don't understand. I'm like, and
not everybody has access to our empathy. And I mean that for like every single human on the planet, right?
And it's like, I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm giving it to, like, this is how you know that there are some people who make sympathy and empathy synonymous, and they're technically not.
Right.
They are not.
Yeah.
It's like that's not the same. And it's like I could be sympathetic to any child who has to literally, I don't care how much I think a POS they are. Mm-hmm. Their child has to see them be unalived. No child should have to see this. I don't care. I'm like that. I'm like, but that for me, I'm like, how did we get from sublime ridiculous to common sense? Because that's common sense right there. Like nobody is saying that. And I'm like,
did you know that they lied about the family being there, physically there? I mean, obviously the video, they weren't there. So the video will live on forever. So yes, those children will have access to the video forever, of course.
Okay, so then
they were not physically there. Yeah, no, they were not physically there. That was a media lie. Yeah.
Okay.
But separate from that, did you see the video that the wife put out?
Oh yeah. That crazy person. That's why I said the children. There's a reason why I said just the children, because that woman is nuts. And I'm like, let me tell you something, girl. Candace is gonna take your man, girl. Candace is gonna take your man, girl. Candace is about to take your man, girl.
That whole situation, like, and the other part too is like they haven't been publicizing as much that the man wasn't a liberal.
Because they were like, it's the far right. I'm like, y'all wanted this to be a black person so
bad, and we don't do that. That's not the way we do stuff.
We're not doing no sniper rifle. Excuse me.
Listen, stereotypes. Some stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason.
It's like
we are not lone gunmen.
We are. This is not the DC sniper.
And even that person is not a black American either, right? Like when you think about. Like, if someone wanted to bring, well, what about the DC sniper? That wasn't a black American.
It's not.
So,
and he also was actually trained. He was very trained. This man was in the military. So it's like, that's right. It was kind of like, girl, it was him and that young boy. And it's like,
it's still a different, it's still a different situation. So you can bring him up, and as long as we know the truth about him, we'll be like, yeah, but he wasn't. What you want is a black American Democrat, flag waving Democrat to be the murderer,
or a Mexican immigrant. Y'all wanted to be somebody other than y'all so much, and now that it's not, it's like we really need to pray for his family. Girl, his family the one that turned it in. Y'all were never going to find him. Y'all weren't going to find him
because you were looking in the wrong.
Y'all were looking in the wrong place, and it was just like, let me get this right. I'm like, see, here's another stereotype that y'all not saying out loud. Not us, y'all. The hashtag y'all. You do realize this happened in Utah. What is one of the whitest states in America? Utah. That's like, girl, that will be literally like a raisin in some damn oatmeal.
I suppose,
like, honey,
the best chance of a black American being that guy would have been in Utah because they would have been raised around it. They wouldn't probably known any better. However, that's not us.
It's not gonna be us. It's like, girl, like, now how how did we get into this? I'm like, and now, so I'm like, is the Civil War canceled? Did y'all like, y'all are having like rallies going like, take back the night, fight back from who? Oh, so basically we're back to fighting the real enemy.
They had a rally of like white men. What was the chant that they were saying?
It was like fight back or like something like that. And I'm sitting here like, against whom?
You. And honestly, like, I'm kind of glad that his parents turned him in, because a black man or a Mexican man would have been falsely accused and run through it.
Right. And I'm
to take blame for that. So in that respect, I'm glad at least we know that.
Yeah.
who it was.
Yeah. It's like y'all are like literally y'all like Jimmy Kimmel of all people. And he said honestly worse stuff, worse bad jokes that we're like, that's not a joke you should make. And he just apologized. But then I saw someone on TikTok talking about it, and I'm sitting here like, my day job brain kicked in when they said the head of the FCC said they were going to come after ABC. I'm like, that's why y'all pulled him. It has nothing to do if y'all think that this is a terrible joke. Y'all didn't want to get in trouble. So he's like, we'll just take him down so he'll leave us alone. I'm like, that's why y'all pulled it. It's like, see, y'all need to be a little bit more y'all need to be a little bit more honest. It's like y'all didn't think that joke was all that bad. Let's be for real. The head of
I didn't even know what the joke was. I was on a plane, so
right, because I had to look it up. I'm like, what do you mean suspended indefinitely? Like, what the heck did he? I was like, what did he say?
What did he say? Do you know what he said?
So let me find it. Oh, I'm gonna tell you what he said, and I'm sitting here like, I'm sorry, this can't be why. He has said other stuff. There literally was somebody on Fox News saying they need to euthanize homeless people. Y'all didn't pull that show, and then he just came back. And it was just like, I'm sorry, did you say that homeless people need to be like unalived because you just don't want to see them? Are you being like fucking for real? Okay, let me find it. Yeah. I'm just like, that man literally said, I'm like, you are literally saying like unalive people who are homeless and or facing homelessness, and there is such a sliding scale reason. Laziness is literally usually not at the top.
Yeah, that's not. And also, what even is laziness in a capitalist society? Does that mean that we're just not grinding for 12 hours? Is that lazy? Is that what laziness is? You know, like none of us can work a full-time job and pay all of our bills. Yeah. So we lose one thing and we're on the path towards potential homelessness. So I just don't see us recovering.
We're not. I was like, girl, which is why I'm saying Calvin Klein. So this is what Jimmy Kimmel actually said on the show. We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered, I'm saying Calvin Klein, as anything other than one of them, and doing everything they can to score political points from it. He also went on he mocked Trump's response because, you know, he's about to get on his helicopter, and he said, how are you doing in the wake of Calvin Klein's death? And he said, I'm doing good, I'm good. You see the tanks over there? And then it's like you heard the studio laughing.
God, he's like a fire.
And it's like, girl, they flew the U.S. flags half-staff for Calvin Klein. And I'm like, there literally was a Democratic politician in Minnesota. You didn't even have nothing nice to say. You didn't go to the funeral. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris went to the funeral because that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, when you're
as the leader of the free world. So Kimmel also went on to say, this is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish. Okay.
That's the joke that got him fired?
That's what got them pulled. But it's like, the thing about, I need the FCC to be a little bit more honest. It was not, I'm like, it's really like, for anybody, shout out to my Bravo people when I say it's not about the pasta. It's not about that. It is because the FCC chairman or president, who is really good with Trump, that's like someone he's really tight with, said we're going to investigate, wrong word for any business, ABC. Jesus. So that's why I'm like, y'all need to stop like, oh, it's about the joke. No, the hell it wasn't. Like, girl, I was born on a Tuesday. Not even yesterday. That's not it.
That joke's not even about him dying. That joke's about Trump, and he's an egomaniac, so you can't be joking about him.
Right. So I'm like, why are you saying like, oh, they need to give like an apology and a donation to that like troglodyte site or whatever organization it was? And I'm sitting here like, if I was another network,
you'd snap them up, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I mean, like, Stephen Colbert is doing that, whatever that next thing he's doing. That'll turn into something.
Yeah, like let's see if he can do I have a feeling. I'm like, I'm so sorry, Jimmy. You might want to pull a Don Lemon. You might want to pull a Joanne Reed. It's like
Don Lemon's post-termination personality.
When I tell you, he's my favorite drunk cousin at the party. And then
He
him
had
on
a
the internet
ship.
is like, Lord have mercy, he don't give a damn. When I tell you he don't give a damn, he don't give a damn, he don't give a damn.
How much Don Lemon got made fun of before his firing because of like, skirting along with the.
Cause yeah, I don't know what snapped that rubber band in Don Lemon before he got started. Cause I remember everybody's like, Don Lemon, I don't know. It's like I remember how you remember how Don Lemon was on CNN. Then all of a sudden, somebody flashed him, and his terminology changed. He changed,
Yep.
so it was like it was a 180. I'm like, is this the same Don Lemon?
It would be an interesting like academic study into like code switching to like watch him prior to that and then
Yeah,
his behavior after, like
yeah. When I
showing
tell
how much
you,
we collectively have to hide or have had to, hide who we truly are in the workplace or, whatever, just to be quote respectable.
yeah,
He's a really good example of what how strong a code switch can be.
yeah, it was just like, is he the same person? I'm like, Don Lemon now
Yeah.
don't get. He's like, I don't care if my husband is white. I'm gonna tell you something. Let me tell you, listen to my black ass mouth, okay? I don't
When-
care. Don't worry about the pink meats that's in my bed. Listen
Do
to
you
my
know-
black mouth.
I actually ended up having to Google. I was like, have I been thinking Don Lemon was the wrong person this whole time? So I remember that's what happened. So I remember doing a Google and being like, who's the the
Like, who is
minstrel?
this?
Like, where's the minstrel
Who
at?
is this guy?
Yeah. I for a second there I was like, that's I've been thinking it was the wrong guy the whole time, and I was like, see, this is white supremacy making me think two light skinned dudes are the same dude.
Wait, who
Um,
did you think he was?
I don't know. That was the thing. It's like in my head, I was like, Don Lemon was this guy. And then post firing Don Lemon was that guy. So I was like, how
Like,
did that
am I
guy
listening to a different
come
person?
from this guy? Like, in my head, I was like, he must have been somebody else in my mind. And I just had it wrong. And so I thought I was like playing into, how
You're
people are like,
see,
oh, everybody looks alike. I was like,
I sound
did
like a white person. All
everybody
you
looks
all you
alike?
black people look alike. It's just like a light skinned dude on CNN. I'm like, how many light skinned dudes are on CNN?
How many light skinned
Ma'am,
dudes are on CNN?
Right. It's like y'all fired Michael. Like y'all have cleaned the house with like majority of the black put them like black
Yeah.
people on CNN. Keep Abby Phillips in prayers. Okay, that's definitely thoughts and prayers because I tell you, all she got to do is do one thing and they gonna get her ass off here too. And I'm like, no, I like Abby Phillips. Okay, because it's like it's so hard to be. What's the word I want to use? Magnanimous on a lot of this shit because you be like, that's not what I want to say, but the camera is on. I see the red light. Let me shut up.
Yeah. I mean, I
That's the
appreciate
problem.
when we get to be our real selves and stuff like that. And I
Mm-hmm.
know how hard it is to be able to be even in the room to try to slip your message out on occasion while still
Right.
like, be, I know
Realizing
it's,
like, hey,
it's a tough thing. I mean, I know because I used to work in HR. And
okay,
like,
know.
I used to make a joke that those of us that work in HR are always the most problematic people, but it's because we had, we got to do the job that we got to do, that we have
toe
to
the
hide
line.
the personality that we actually have and shit. But yeah, I don't know. There's no recovery. Like it's a terrible time to be alive. Like you're not gonna give any positive message out of me for this. Like
No.
when Tristan and I moved to Mexico, our goal was to never come back to the U.S. and that was 2023 when we moved.
I can understand
Um,
why.
And like the life that we were having there was a little bit of head in the sand because it was just like I just didn't want to be a part of what was happening in the US anymore. I just wanted to be away from it. And then I lost him, and so I had to come back because my visa expired and everything like that, so I had no choice. And to come back in the time that I did, it was just like, oh my God, it's so much worse than what made me leave. And now I'm here, now like not only am I here, I'm like here because I'm in law school now. So I got to be here for at least the next couple of
Congrats,
years.
it's going to be he. Now we can add Esquire to all of her names when she.
No, we can't because I'm not actually going to be a lawyer. I didn't go
Why?
for the JD. I'm in a master's of legal studies program. So it's
Oh.
still law school. It's
Okay.
just I can't sit for the bar after my program.
Okay. Okay.
So even though it's kind of strange, even though I'm taking JD classes, which are
Mm-hmm.
what the ones that you could like if I was in a JD program, I could sit for the bar. I'm
Mm-hmm.
in a master's program, so I'm taking a lot of the same classes, but there is a distinction because they don't want you
Mm.
to kind of like pussyfoot your way into being a lawyer by doing a master like loss.
Oh.
I really don't know how to explain it because I'm literally taking mostly classes that JD students will take, or I will be. I'm only
Mm-hmm.
taking a couple of classes that are like part of the master's program,
Mm-hmm.
like whatever's required. But at my age, I just don't think I have the stamina to like
Mm. Okay.
study for the
Nope.
bar, sit for the bar, and then become a lawyer after. But I want to use the same like I want to use that education to enhance the activism work that I need. I need to understand the policy and the things that happens behind what I'm fighting against. And
Mm-hmm.
so for me, the master's program was a better program for me to be able to do. If I was 37 instead of 47, I probably would have done the JD program, but
Mm.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
You know, all my life I had to fight. And so I'm just not I'm going to fight behind now. I'm not going to fight in front cuz I don't got the knees for it. So that's why I decided to go for
I'm
the masters and
screaming.
not
I'm
I'm
screaming.
not going to be able to be an
I don't have the knees for it.
Listen, I'll bring water and then I will
Mm.
go back to the parking lot because I can't do a march no more. You know, like I don't
Child.
I got flat feet, I got bad knees.
Oh my goodness.
I'll bring water.
No, I'll bring. I will bring the water and the snacks, y'all. I
I'll
will
bring the
be
water and
here
the
if y'all
snacks.
need something.
I'll go back to the parking lot, and if someone needs a ride to the hospital, I'll pull up. But I gotta stay in the back now because I'm not a young Maine anymore. I can't be out there, but I can do the other work because activism requires all positions filled. So I'm not boots on the ground anymore. I'm in the truck.
I'm in the truck.
I'm in the truck.
Oh Lord have mercy. Dan Lebitard. This is for the sports girlies out there. When I tell you Dan Lebitard is no longer in ESPN, when I tell you he don't give a good goddamn what the fuck he say, he said what you be like, I said what the hell I said.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
Right. So Dan Lebitard, he's like a sports analyst. He had like the Dan Lebitard show. I think he is
Okay.
officially off of like he was on ESPN. I think now
Okay.
he just kind of streams. I think he's on YouTube. And somebody's probably gonna be like, no, he's not. But I think he's under like basically his show is like, he got a whole bunch of sponsors. So he's off of like basically he's just going off sponsorships. Dan Lebertard don't give a damn what he say, and I kind of love it that he's just like, this is a problem. Y'all don't understand. Y'all are moving the goalposts again when it comes to taking Kimmel off, because I'm like, do that for when he actually pull it for when it's deserved. This wasn't deserved. It's just more of, this is just bully mentality. That is what we are in
What
now.
happened? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh,
What
I'm talking
happened?
about for Gimme Kimmel. I'm talking about the Kimmel
Okay.
thing, like him being pulled off.
Okay.
So it's like people are now
guy
saying
talking about
it.
what happened to Jimmy.
Yeah. So mind you, it's
Okay,
like
I
he's
got
on
you.
Levitar, so like it's like for the most part he talks just about sports. But this whole thing for anybody who like, because we're content creators, but we black, so we say what the fuck we want to say.
I mean,
But it's like, I'm like, we take care when it's like we're black and you're like black and Asian for you, and so, or blackanese, because I like saying blackanese. But we are very careful and we take a lot of care for the other oppressed groups under our umbrellas, because we're
right.
yeah, like we gonna come at y'all hard, but I'm not coming at no black trans woman ever. You will never hear me do that.
That's a pull. If it goes sideways, that's a pull aside conversation. That's not a
Correct.
public
That's
conversation.
a call in. It's never a call
That's
out.
yeah,
And
that's
you
call
will
in,
never
not a
have it
call
in
out.
front of y'all. I'm like,
Right.
I'm not doing that. It's like, we're not going to do it. So to watch.
I mean, you have to be real sideways. Like you have to be Candace. Like Candace gets a call out.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm
Her-
saying? But yeah.
She gets a call out. Dr. Umar gets a call out.
I will
Charlamagne gets
never be
calls out.
surprised if Dr. Umar ends up dying in the bed of a white woman.
Hello. The
Because
fact that he came out saying, y'all are terrible for like celebrating death. I'm like, I need to keep saying this because I need y'all to hear me when I say it. Not mourning a life is not celebrating a death. Those are not synonymous at all. Those are two different things. And that is what y'all are seeing. There aren't people weeping and gnashing their teeth for someone who literally said, if I see a black pilot in the cockpit, I'm going to think, is he qualified for this? Well, you on the fucking plane now? Get off the plane then, bitch.
Get off the plane then.
Get off the plane. That's right. Or better yet, hire your own pilot. Make sure they white. Keep the cable on. Keep
I'm sure
them on
you got
the
the money.
payroll. You got the money?
Yeah, I
So watching white people, I'm like, wait a minute, all these comics who were like, y'all, cancel culture ain't real. Y'all just trying to cancel people. Y'all are very silent about Jimmy. Y'all are very silent about Jimmy.
So I just heard the news. I don't know when the news actually hit. I heard it like late last night. So I haven't.
It was yesterday. It
was
yesterday.
Okay.
So I was just like, wait, what?
I haven't seen people start to talk about it yet, but I mean, he could have been fired for so many other reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, if that's the joke, if the joke he said was that Trump is mourning the death like a 4-year-old who lost a goldfish, if that's the joke that he gets fired on, how can you not see that this is a puppet string fucking presidency? Because he has said, while laughing, some really awful things in the past, you know, and sometimes we laugh along with them and sometimes we don't. It all depends on kind of where we sit or whatever. But if that's the joke, that is one of the most harmless jokes I've ever heard about Trump.
Girl, what? It's like, that's like, as much as you said, like, these are the folks that say women are too emotional. You mad about a joke? You are like, y'all got somebody pulled for a joke. Me and you are old enough to remember certain names of comics. We're old enough to remember Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah.
It's like you.
That's
like
one of them.
It was like, girl. It's like we understand. When people are like, y'all think black people don't know goats? It's like we had Richard Pryor and Red Fox.
Yeah.
And Eddie Murphy and Chris Rock. And it's like, there's Cat Williams. It's like, there's so many people. I'm like, we understand jokes. It's just, it's not that y'all can't make these jokes. It's just that the people that y'all make the jokes about now got mouths and they ain't afraid to say the shit and say, I'm sorry, that shit ain't funny.
Yeah. So like, comedy has always been about, or successful comedy has always been about not punching down.
Correct.
It's supposed to be funny to punch up because up has privileges that we don't have. Correct. But now they're trying to flip it to where punching up is the big tragic thing to do, the horrible offense to pull. And like, you know, Trump's, even though he's bankrupt so many things or whatever, he's not on the verge of homelessness. He's not gonna not have a surgery that he needs because he can't afford it. He's not concerned about where his next meal comes from. You know, like, if a joke can ruin his whole day when he has so much.
It's like, girl, don't you have a company to run? Your vice president is literally, he hosted, and I don't know what, I don't know what day this man has a show, but apparently Calvin Klein has a YouTube show. The vice president hosted it one day, and I'm like, let me tell y'all something. I don't want to hear nothing else about what Kamala did as vice president. If the current vice president got time to sit in an office in front of a camera and get on the YouTube, I don't want to hear nothing else.
Oh, is that the one where he couldn't figure out why the sign looked backwards?
Yeah. I was just like, this man is the vice president of the United States. He got time to do a YouTube channel? He ain't got nothing else to do?
I don't know how I missed this dude, but I never heard of this guy before.
Ever.
Never. Okay. So I thought there was something weird with me. I was like,
I had never heard of him, but it's like, I'm not surprised because I'm like, usually vice presidents, they're pulling people from like the state, and usually it's a state you never heard of. And it's kind of not you didn't heard the state, but it's more like a who?
Just backwater compared to like
Yeah.
one of the yeah, I had never heard about this guy, and I was like, I'm fairly political. I try to have,
Mm-hmm.
I try to keep on things. When they announced him, I was like, who the fuck is this
Who
dude?
is? I'm like, who? I'm
And
like,
then
you're just picking him
when
because he's young. That's what we're doing?
I mean, I don't know enough about him besides he has a East Asian or a South Asian wife, that he has
Yeah.
all this like, um old-timey mentality about like
Mm-hmm.
marriage roles and shit like that, and that he wears mascara. Like that's the only, even to this day, that's the
He
only
wear
things I know
mascara,
about
honey.
him, except that now he is also the vice president.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, I didn't know about Dan Quayle before he was pulled too. I was like, who's this
Him
guy?
or Mike
I mean,
Pence. I'm like, who are
I
these
was
people?
young. I had heard about Mike Pence though, and the
You
reason why
did.
is because he had made the decision in Ohio, right? He had made the decision to cut um, HIV care programs, and as a result of doing that,
Mm.
Ohio had the highest growing cases of
That's
HIV spread.
right. That's
So
right.
that's the only reason why I knew who he was.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, as political as you can be, I don't know every senator. I don't know every House
Right.
representative. I don't know.
Right.
I know what I know, and some of the big ones, or some of the ones that are out there,
Mm-hmm.
But I hadn't heard about him as a outside of the HIV thing, and then
Mm-hmm.
he was the vice president.
Yeah.
Uh, Biden, of course, I had because he was. I know he was a liberal dude and stuff, but a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
stuff he did in the 80s is the reason why Israel is as powerful as they are now, and there's a lot of anti-blackness in some of his early stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
And Anita
I
Hill.
was
It's kind of like
aware.
it's kind of hard. It's kind of like all of that, like and add on Anita Hill. They're like, wait, that was him. That was him.
Yeah. Yeah, because when by the time he was vice president, he was a cute old man that like was
A
fist
lot of people
bumping and
just
wearing
did not.
sunglasses with Obama and stuff like that,
No.
and they had a cute little bromance and stuff like that. The
Mm-hmm.
bromance, I'll admit, the bromance distracted me too,
Yeah.
because I love the memes, and all that kind of stuff. And then once it got serious again, when it was up for him to be the next guy, it was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh well, but what about all that stuff from the 80s,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but yeah,
and
this guy,
that's and
I
that's
didn't
the
know anything
bad
about this dude.
part.
I didn't realize that that's what that video was. I just thought it was like yet another illustration about how
He's
these
like,
like
that's not what
super
Calvin Klein said.
privileged,
No, that
right?
actually is what he said. It's like you're like, oh, I'm
It's
like,
like on his own Twitter, right? Like,
it's like, girl, what are y'all doing?
and also his dying words, even like he was talking about how many that it was too many trans mass shooters when there had been
It's
only
gang
five, and not to
violence,
say that
and I
that's
was
not too
like,
many, of course, but five trans shooters, mass shooters against 11 billion lone wolf
thousands.
white
It's
dudes,
like, girl, there was a
that's
school
not the
shooting
same
at
thing.
on the exact
The
same
same,
day, and I'm
yeah.
like,
Two,
y'all.
actually. There was two shootings that
That's
day.
right, it was too. It was like the
Yeah.
bad part about it is like we're talking about like there's two like and notice there is no discussion about either one of them. None whatsoever.
I think one
it's
of
like,
them, a police officer died too, I think.
real.
And
Oh,
usually a police officer
that's a big
dying
deal.
usually makes them get their hackles up. But because, if they're going off of if they're gonna not be hypocrites and they're going off of what Calvin Klein said about there needs to be some gun deaths so that we can keep our
Yeah.
Second Amendment rights, then maybe they're dialing back on whether or not cops get killed in moments like this so that they can keep justifying access to these kind of guns.
Right.
I'm not a
A
person
sniper
who
rifle,
thinks
it's like, come on.
like I'm not a person that thinks no guns, but I am a
like,
person that thinks no
these
assault
guns?
rifles,
Assault
no
rifle,
like
absolutely
these
not.
guns, like these kinds of guns that can do. I mean, with a
So much
handgun,
damage.
depending on the size of your clip, there is a certain amount of damage you can do. With an assault rifle, there is too much damage. Like I'm not saying
Correct.
that any of the damage is livable. But I'm saying like at least there's a cap with one,
Yeah.
and with the other there might not be a cap, and that's what is so concerning. That being said, like I come from two other cultures where guns are illegal for citizens to hold, unless there's special circumstances, Japan and the UK.
Mm.
And so gun violence isn't a heavy
Not
experience
there.
there. It might be something else, it might be stabbings, it might be, other violent crimes and things like that. I mean, even when the former prime minister Abe was killed, that man constructed a gun in Japan out of like 3D printed shit, like in
Really?
plastic. Like, yeah, it was it. He basically made like an aerosol can style gun to
Oh
kill
my
Abe,
gosh.
and that was like so profound to happen in Japan because it's
Oh
in
my
recent history.
gosh.
It's just in the last few years, and it's one of those things where it was like that's the influence of America. Like that's the influence
Mm.
of America with it being gun violence or things like that. But it's so minimal, and actually in Japan and actually in the UK, the gun violence that does exist usually is foreign in some form, like an immigrant or something like that, because they come having access,
Hmm.
whereas Japanese citizens, UK citizens do not. So to be in places like that, there are, it's not to say that you don't have crimes to fear. You absolutely do have crimes to fear, but
Right.
the thought that you can go into a convenience store and not be shot while you're there or something like that, or go to a school
Hmm.
protest or something like that and not be shot. That sense of safety actually is present.
Like school shooting drills, it's like these are children. It's like
They're
that's like
traumatic
that
too.
that
The
is like that's a
drills.
lot. It's kind of like it's like that's a lot because like for folks that are older for us, there was like they did bomb drills,
We
those
had
kind of
earthquake
drills,
drills because we're
and
California.
your earthquake drills, like
Yeah,
those kind of drills, like earthquakes, that totally makes sense. Fire
sure.
drills, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Bombs and school shootings, it's like these kids should not be having to deal with it, and it's like especially when you see children who have literally said, I lived through a school shooting in elementary school and now I living through one in high school. And it's like the
Right.
affect is just like crazy to
Yeah.
me. They're like,
I worked at a private school in Los Angeles that a lot of celebrity
mm,
kids went to and stuff like that. I was the HR manager there. And we had the school shooting drills. And I will say, me as a grown ass person,
mm-hmm,
knowing it was a drill, was terrified during the drill because they
oh,
would make you like lock your door and hide under your desk, and then
oh
our
my
security team would
gosh.
go through and like shake your door to see if you did what you were supposed to do, like did you lock your door.
What?
And just and yeah, so this is part of the shooting drill.
Oh my
So
gosh.
and these are men that I knew, right? These were like
Mm-hmm,
the groundskeepers, the security team. These were
mm-hmm,
men that I knew on campus, but their job
mm-hmm,
was to go through and like shake all the doors and just make sure that you did what you did. That way they could correct it for you for future, but
mm.
also they were practicing too, like how to go save people if something like this happened. So when I could hear every door coming down my floor shaking, it was getting increasingly
Oh my
more like I was
gosh.
feeling. And then by the time it hit my door, I actually screamed. And I knew it was coming, and I was a full grown ass adult who has been through gun violence situations in my life. I grew up in the hood. I grew up in insane Crip territory. One of my best friends growing up died right in front of me with my
Oh
hand in
my
his chest. I have
gosh.
been around gun violence before.
Mm.
But
Oh my
I'm removed from
gosh.
it. I guess I haven't had experience like that in a long time. But to be an adult in that situation and be as
Mm-hmm.
terrified as I was, knowing it was a drill, it did not matter that I knew it was a
That's
drill.
crazy.
It was so frightening. And I'm at an elementary school. And yeah, these are really
Mm-hmm.
privileged kids. Like a lot of them are very insanely rich. One fucking fifth grader once, I was standing next to, and she's like, "You look really tired. Why do you look tired?" And I was like, "'Cause I'm
I'm
really busy. I had a
emotionally.
lot of work to do and I don't get any sleep." And she's like, "You should just hire an assistant." And I was like, "Yeah, I should, huh?" Because she's like,
Yeah, I
she
should
said,
have.
and she said, every time my dad gets tired, he hires another assistant. And in my head, I chuckled because I thought that assistant is probably doing something different because he's a high ranking producer. But that's the level of privilege that these children had, that she couldn't conceive of me doing my own work. It was like, well, just hire an assistant to do your work and then you could take a nap.
Yeah, that's not why I would get an assistant, babe. But
So
okay.
these kids, like, that's the level of these kids. And yet I was assumed that if this was as terrifying as it was for me, this had to be terrifying for them too. And they have a lot less tools to process what the drill was doing.
Yeah. Because now this is a thing for them.
Now this is
like,
a thing for them.
I'm like, this is regular, like, part of school. I'm like, how is this possible?
And we talk about, especially like as liberationists, we talk about what freedoms people are willing to give up for the sake or the illusion of having freedom. And a lot of us in liberation movements will say no freedoms. We're not willing to give up any freedoms or whatever. And for the most of the points of that, I'll be like, yeah, I'm not willing to sacrifice. I mean, look, one guy had a shoe bomb, and now we take our shoes off at the airport, right? And it's been 20 something years. Like, there are little things you give away, you give up that chip away at the rest of your liberty.
Absolutely.
But when it comes to gun violence, that is one of those ones that, like, I would be willing to sacrifice.
That's fine.
I mean, one, I'm not a gun owner, but like I would be willing to sacrifice that particular right because I can't justify the right anyway against knowing how many children have died in school shootings, against knowing how many random Asian buildings or businesses have been raided by incel white men, because they can't fuck somebody, or how many Black kids in like just general neighborhoods, but in schools, in malls, in Burger Kings have been shot because of some shit. Like, that's when I'm willing to.
I'm fine.
And maybe that makes me a terrible liberationist, but like I just don't see the benefit over the loss of life that we've experienced.
It's really not.
And honestly, if it's not more of them that die, like a Calvin Klein, if it's not more of them that die at their own hands, like at the hands of their constituency.
In this country, it is more of them.
But they don't talk about it.
And
they
y'all
make
don't
it
talk
out
about that.
Yeah.
It's like, now we're gonna get angry and activated, and Matt Spamane, not Esquire, gotta go.
Esquire. Yeah, I do. I got like 14 more minutes. I can do 14 more minutes.
So yeah, I just want to sit here and just go. You know what I thought was going to be the change, the turn on the page? Sandy Hook was the one that I thought, y'all really going to get this now. Y'all going to get it. These are 6-year-olds little white kids. And y'all still were like, but my gun. And I'm like, okay, so then this is never changing. It's 6-year-olds.
Yeah.
Don't move you off your tuffet. This is never happening. This is not happening. And I'm like, these are babies.
The turning point for me in terms of thinking like there's literally nothing that can unite humanity. For years, I thought the literal only thing that could unite us as a species, a human species, was if we had an extraterrestrial alien presence, like large scale
like
attack.
Independence Day.
Like Independence Day. I thought I was like, obviously there's no kumbaya thing on this planet that can make us unite. But if we had an outside enemy that we can all get behind, or something like, and I mean like a hostile extraterrestrial alien situation, not a gentle one. I was like, that would be the only thing that can unite us. And then COVID happened.
Honey.
And I was like, oh, okay. So literally there is no thing. There is zero things. And the reason why I equate the COVID situation to if an extraterrestrial attack happened is because there was an alien attack on us, literally, right? Like there was a disease, an invisible disease that was spreading so quickly across this planet that all we needed was a plane, and that is why this disease went global. and people were complaining about their rights when they were talking about wearing a mask instead of health. To think that a mask could turn into a rights discussion
It was
for
like,
me was like, oh, we are
girl.
a virus to this planet. The planet needs to kill us off, and then the planet needs to rest for a couple millennia, and then come back to its full glory of whatever the planet can do without us. Like we are a fucking virus, like as a
It's
population of
people.
species.
The people that were talking like, look, I can't even do this with the mask. I'm like, I can't just go. I can't shop in the Trader Joe's. Oh, girl, shut up. It's like people are dying, Kim.
People
Like, are
are
you
dying.
kidding me? You are
I
mad
still wear
because
my mask. Like I'm never in front of people not with my mask unless I'm like on a stage or something like that. And this last weekend when I was at Mixation Day, I found myself taking it off more often than I have in this entire 5 years. It has happened a couple times, but it's usually pretty rare for me. I even struggle to take it off when I'm like visiting family and stuff like that because I'm like my family has kids be in school, kids be gross. Like I'm just assuming I'm gonna come back,
I'm
disease
starting to see more
ridden.
people with masks on. Like, I got my flu shot, and like, they're trying to get people to do it. And then one of the giveaways is masks, and I'm like, oh girl. It's like,
They're
oh
trying to make it
girl.
illegal in a lot of places to wear masks, which I think is insane because they're. I don't even know. Like, you can't argue out of a belief. Like somebody's belief, facts and figures do not change
They're
someone's
not gonna
belief.
change it.
You cannot argue someone out of a belief. So I don't know how to go forward. I just know that I'm usually in the minority in any space that I'm in. I feel really excited when I'm sitting on a plane next to a person with a mask because I think at least the immediate person next to me is not a problem. But, I got verbally assaulted just a month ago on the streets of Seattle because I was wearing a mask.
Oh
And I was
girl.
walking with a cane at the time too. And the cane and the mask are not related. Howsoever, if you
Okay.
see a person walking with a cane and you see them wearing a mask, I would assume that would trigger for you a thought of like, this person has a health issue. And so maybe that is why this person needs a mask, right?
Correct.
Even though in my case it's unrelated, I would make that leap if I saw a mask wearing.
I see somebody with a cane and a mask on. I mind my business. I'm minding my business
You know what I'm
anyway,
saying?
whether they don't have a cane. But
This person looked like a hippie.
oh
Long
Lord.
black hair, smelled of patchouli, wearing Birkenstocks or whatever the
Oh
fuck,
Lord.
walked right up to my face and asked me, "Why the fuck are you wearing a mask?" And in my head, I normally don't respond to people like that, but it was so jarring. It hasn't happened to me in like 5 years and stuff. So I was like, because COVID literally is still killing people at the same rate. And he's like, that makes you a stupid fucking bitch. And he had his, hand all up in my face and stuff.
Sir, if
And
you
my,
don't go smoke some weed and leave me alone.
right. And so literally he was about to walk into a weed shop. So when he said that, I said, sure. Like, yeah, sure. I'm the stupid bitch. And so he turns to walk downstairs because it was like a street level. And then there was stairs. That's why I was on the street because my friend was in the weed shop. And I didn't want to go down the stairs because I had a cane. So I was standing upstairs. That's how this happened.
Oh my
He starts to
gosh.
walk down into the weed shop. My friend doesn't know what he said. She just saw him in my face. So she starts to turn. She's coming up the stairs. He's going downstairs. She starts to turn because she's about to push him down the stairs. She
Okay.
don't know what. She doesn't know the exchange. She just knows I saw someone in Charmaine's face, and so I grab her to be like, no, it's not
No.
worth it. Not worth it to go to jail over this hippie. And then I tell her what happened, and she was ready to go back. She was like, I know you didn't
It's
stop
like,
me.
I'm sorry. He said, all right, I'll be
Yeah.
back.
And so that's my ride or die right there. But like the idea that 5 years later, I could actually still be at risk of a physical attack
5 years
because
later.
I've decided to wear technically an article of clothing. Because I'm
It
also
is.
a cosplayer, and years before COVID, cosplayers
It
were
wasn't
wearing
real
these.
mess.
You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, I, I can't. There's no turning back. The population is too big to correct at this point, as far as I'm concerned. And the only thing I can think to do is leave. But there's no place to go, really.
Because you can't outrun stupid, and that's the problem.
You can't outrun stupid, and even in
person
Mexico,
is smart. People are stupid.
Stupid, yeah. And even in Mexico, like, I didn't have anybody talk sideways to me except for American expats. Like in Mexico, it wasn't a thing. But also in Mexico, if they saw you wearing a mask, they would put on a mask. Like if they weren't wearing a mask, they would put on a mask if they saw you. And you know, that's a cultural difference that America will never achieve. That is a care for other people over themselves, and we are taught to be way too individual in this country. And so, this is a burn it down situation. Start over.
Yeah, please.
It's never.
And it's like, I just need y'all. I just need y'all to leave us alone. And it's like, part of me is just like, I need y'all to leave us alone. It's like, this is not black people. Y'all got infighting in the far right. I'm like, this is where this is coming from. And he's like, oh, he wasn't far right. I'm like, oh, girl. It's like, I'm not doing this with y'all. It's like, we're not going to do it. But I just want to wrap up.
Yeah, it wasn't far right enough or some shit.
Right. It was like, he's not, girl. Oh, gosh. It's like, I don't have time for Stephen A. stuff like that. That nigga get on my nerves. But I just want to button up this show by talking about sending... To hear about someone getting lynched in 2025 and them trying to excuse and say it's not, as if somebody, like, I'm going to tell you this right now. Me and you are old enough to remember people unaliving themselves. If they are hanging themselves, they ain't doing it on a tree. They're doing it in a closet. They're doing it in their home.
Zero people who have ever hung themselves has done it from a tree.
They're doing it in their homes.
In their home, in their basements.
Closets.
In their closets.
Basements.
Yes.
They're using the guardrails in their house. They're using like beams in their house. They're using their closets. It's like, this is not happening. And I feel so bad for one.
And this is Mississippi. And it's two black men in Mississippi. And you're going to tell me zero evidence of foul play.
Zero. Like, y'all waiting for the autopsy?
I'm like, shit. One of them has bruises all over the body. The first one, Trey.
I mean, we live in a country where they like literally, it was a high schooler rolled up in a gym mat and said, "Oh, he did it to himself." How, Sway?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
This is what we're dealing with. And I'm like, you got grown black men in their 60s, 70s, and 80s hearing this shit and just breaking down and crying. Like, how am I still old enough? I'm sorry, let me say, like, black people older than Ruby Bridges, because y'all keep bringing her ass up, and she is like 71.
Just turned 70.
She's 70 or 71, because she was walking on a red carpet, walking on a stage for New York Fashion Week. Her and Martin's daughter and Malcolm's daughter.
Yeah.
They were on the same one.
And the creator of the Juneteenth flag.
Yeah, it
was also an old man at this point.
Right, and I'm like, you do realize, like that was so long ago. Ruby Bridges is still alive, and there are actual people.
It up just because I know she just had a birthday. Yeah, she just turned 71 on September 8th.
When they said 70, I'm like, she's only 71. My grandmother is older than Ruby Bridges.
There's plenty. Well, my grandmother too.
Right.
There's
it's like,
plenty of spry ass 70-year-olds. So if you think of a spry ass 70-year-old,
she's on a runway at New York Fashion Week.
Yeah. And the image of her walking down those steps, you can never separate from her. Right?
Yeah, just putting it in black and white. It's like, it was somebody who said, I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm sorry. It was somebody who said, you know how they fool people to think that stuff was so long ago? All the pictures of Martin Luther King are in black and white. Put them in color and they'll be like, whoa, this was not that long ago. No, it actually was not.
Yeah.
That's how that's how we psychologically and mentally, they trick people to think this was so long ago because they're only putting the pictures in black and white.
Yeah.
These pictures are actually in color.
Yeah.
But well, happy 8th birthday. I was trying to like
birthday
8th birthday or anniversary of the Mocha Minutes. I'm like, it's your birthday or anniversary. I literally toggle the two. I act like they're synonyms and they're totally not. But it's like I'm like, well, your podcast is your baby and you're celebrating the birth of your baby, so it should be birthday. And there are times where I say anniversary, I'm like, it's birthday. Fine. I'm like, it's both. It's both.
I think in this case, because it's like not a tangible object, I think you could use either one or
See,
both.
this is why I love her. Okay, this is why I love Sharmane matched by names, not Esquire, because they're like, no, 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 no.
I'll work through the semantics of most things.
She
to
works.
be able to
She
make it
loves
work.
living in nuance with me because
Yeah.
when we say it a lot, and this is no pun intended. Um, Everything is not black and white. Majority of things out there are very, very gray. The shade of gray depends on the situation.
Yes. Yes.
And not that 50 Shades of Grey, because that is some weak vanilla ass sex. I'm like, girl, I know y'all lying. Zane is still very much alive. Please go pick up one of her books and then come back to me.
That's funny. Dakota Johnson got whiplash on that gig.
Do you know I still have never read those books or seen those movies? I'm like, girl, I don't want to watch no vanilla ass shit.
I had to watch him because my ex-girlfriend at the time was interested in him. But yeah. Anyways, not important.
Lord. It's like, oh,
That's
Jesus.
a different story.
Child. But y'all, this has been the Mocha Minutes celebrating the 8th birthday / anniversary celebration of Mocha Minutes. I'm here with Butterscotch Minutes. We're just adding stuff to her name.
Butterscotch Minutes. For people who don't know, I took over Mocha Minutes one episode.
She did.
And when I did, I called it Butterscotch Minutes because I'm a lighter skinned mixed black Asian and I wanted to stay on theme.
It was very much fun.
Yeah.
Ironically, y'all, Afros and Audios is coming up. It actually was a recap after a Afros and Audio. That's what she did.
Because I was like interviewing you for the thing. And speaking of which, I bought a ticket last night to Afros and Audio so that I can watch your panel in person. Woo! You and I have been friends for 7 years, and we have.
Yes!
This will be the first time we get to see each other in meat space. Mm-hmm. I'm actually going to unrelated. I'm going to Baltimore Comic-Con is why I'm going. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, I specifically chose Baltimore Comic-Con this year so that I could see you. Like, you're the start of the decision. Baltimore Comic-Con is like the extra justification. And then I found out about your panel, so I bought a one-day ticket for Friday. Yes. So I'll do Afros and Audio on Friday with you,
so excited.
And then I will do Comic-Con on Saturday.
Excited. I'm trying not to cry. So. I'm like, this is the other part of grief. The other side of grief is like, all of a sudden, you're very emotional and you could drop.
And you just cry.
Tears
Man,
can drop.
I'm so fucking sick
tears
of it.
I'm like,
this is the time where I will go like, I'm Japanese and British. Like, this is the time I exclude my blackness. It's like, I'm Japanese and British. These are two cultures that do not emote in front of people. And I am crying all the fucking time and I can't control it. And it's just like, I'm just living in it.
How did we get here? How did I get here?
Letting it happen. So, yeah, sometimes the good stuff also triggers emotion a lot faster than it used to.
So wait, did I? Yeah, I cried on my birthday because my mother and my brother gave me a MacBook Pro Air.
I mean, that's a big gift.
And it's like, it was a big gift and I was crying, but it's like, in my 44 years, I've never cried about a gift. They looked at like, she's never done this before.
I will admit that. I have cried over
I have never done that. I've been very excited. I've screamed and yelled, but like crying, like buckets. Never.
Well, because there's a lot behind that. Besides it being a very big gift, it's also a validation of the work that you do. It'll help improve potentially the podcasting and stuff like that. So like there's more behind just like, hey, I got you a computer, which is huge.
Right.
It's also, hey, I got you a computer that specifically can support.
That is, and that's literally what they said.
Yeah.
And that's literally said. And I'm like,
I don't even know the story. I just assume.
Right. Mind you, I have not told her that, y'all. It's like, that literally is what they said. And now I gotta go to GarageBand class.
All I saw was the post that was like, my mom and brother got me a laptop.
And I was like,
oh, they're supporting the mission.
Right.
The Mocha mission.
I hadn't even said it.
Yeah.
But y'all, this has been a Mocha Minutes podcast. I will be back. God, I'm trying not to cry, but
happy birthday, happy anniversary.
Thank you. Appreciate
if you never
so
pressed
much,
record,
man.
And I never pressed record, you and I would not be in each other's lives. And so I'm grateful for both of us for making a decision like this because you are a light. Okay. Fuck.
Damn it.
Because you are a light, and I really appreciate you, and I love you, and I can't wait to see you.
I love you so much. Y'all don't understand. There are times when I gotta call Sharmane, and she's like, "What happened. And I could just talk. And there's something about a Sharmane. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, y'all on mic, y'all can hear her. But I ain't sharing her with y'all. Okay? I just want to let y'all know. Okay? It's like, she is mine. Okay? She's my main squeeze. See? Another name.
Yeah,
See
you do call me main squeeze. And listen, I'm all for the main puns. You know that I am.
You are. So. It's like she is the only person in this world that can call me thirsty, and I knew for a fact she was not shading the fuck out of me.
In years, but
and
that used to be.
And they're like, "You fine with her doing that?" I'm like, "I know what she mean. I know where that's coming from. Y'all don't worry about what me and my wife do."
You're like, you're like a little friend in this, because the times that I feel thirsty, I'm like, I can't justify this unless I talk to Stephanie.
She don't like white dudes. She be like, why the hell I find this white dude? I don't like white
Man,
dudes.
you will find a white dude attractive, and I'll just be like,
you're like, ew. And then it's that
400
one
years.
One, right? She's like 400 years. But then it was that one. It was that one, and I can't remember who it was. And I'm like, you? And she's like, I know. I don't know. I need to go lie down. I don't understand.
Well,
and I can't remember who it was.
I do have like a Caucasian of choice on occasion, and it's usually not about attractiveness all the time. Sometimes it's about like a thing about them. Mm-hmm. So like Tom Hardy is one of my Caucasians of choice, and that's because like he really loves dogs.
And I was like,
like he really loves dogs.
Fun. Like I like him.
He's hella sensitive. He really loves dogs, but also like he's the kind of guy. He reminds me of a friend of mine actually. He's the kind of guy that like you could roll up on and be like. That scene in The Town with Ben Affleck where he's like, you can't ask me any questions. Mm-hmm. We're going to get in this car and we're going to go beat up some people. And he'd be like, whose car? Like, right. that encapsulates like the kind of person like he will fuck someone up for like any injustice. And I appreciate that about him. And also he, as a British man, and you know, I am a Brit too, he got no business having full lips like he does. I'm related to...
When I tell you soup coolers, I'm like, why is this man so
I'm related to plenty of thin-lipped British people. And I don't know where he got his lips from. But yeah, so he's one of them. I also do think Henry Cavill is attractive as a white man. I just wouldn't put my body next to them.
I would not sit on that man's face ever.
Henry Cavill?
I'm like, I would sit on his stunt double's face.
Oh, that's funny. We'll have to talk about that offline.
We do. But y'all, we got to get out of here. Sharmane got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. You know, take care of yourselves. Drink your water. Get journals because people are being vindictive and trying to get people fired. So limit what you say. And I'm saying that as someone who thought about this, but also was like, I'm going to say some shit. And remember, everybody can't be Barack Obama and be a decent person and say something about Calvin Klein. Everybody can't do that because everybody don't have the training and they don't have the experience of a Barack Obama.
Also, he grew up with white people in Indonesia, so he wasn't trained.
So it's like he's been trained. He also is president. Like this, they're like, I'm like senior president. I'm like, yeah, because he actually should be it. And mark my words, if y'all see Wes Moore in about 3 years, don't say nothing to me, okay? Thanks. Because, oh baby, he's coming for y'all. I wouldn't be surprised if Wes Moore is part of the Democratic basket. And not that man in California. I said what I said. Bye-bye, y'all. Bye.
Bye.